Hi folks, here we are with part 2 of the Richie Steffens and Rick Peterson's garden tour for NHS's Meet the Board tour for 2020.
These are at my old garden. I used to have fern tables, and so whenever we moved here, I had a bunch of sedums, and so we did these little sedum tables, and then I added in a couple of alpine ferns to that, and dryland ferns, and so there's a few little. One of our natives is in there, Splenium trichomones, along with another kind of difficult to grow native, Woodsia scolopendrium, which is this little, that little guy there and that little guy there,
nice.
Which is kind of just a cute little mountain fern.
Yeah, those are great. What are these ones here? Is this?
That is, this isn't a Victorian cultivar. It's Dryopteris affinis crispa gracilis, and it's a dwarf slow grower, very upright, vase-like shape whenever it gets going. In these, like in those tables, it'll only get to maybe about 8 inches tall. If you had it in the ground, it might get up to 12 inches in there, but evergreen, semi-evergreen,
Nice.
Real good grower, real tight. And
this gets a good amount of sun.
Yeah, it really does. And all of those will take a fair amount of sun, although I put them all on the north side so that the roots and the base of them get just a little bit of shade. But they'll all take quite a bit of sun without any problem.
The Agapanthus is over here. Like there's like all different shades of purple here.
Yeah, right now we have a collection of about 22 Agapanthus. And this one right here in the corner is a local selection. That's a Joyful Blue, which is from Joy Creek Nursery, and it's a great performer. Very floriferous, very strong stems. It's always the first Agapanthus to start blooming.
Oh, nice.
Real dense heads to it, and just an absolutely great performer.
And it's like hardiness wise, it's good to go.
Hardy. Yeah. Morris down at Joy Creek grew a bunch of seedlings and trialed them where's nurseries in Scappoose, and this is one of the ones he's been offering for years, and it's just a totally bone hardy.
And
with.
Okay, and this is I mean the dark blue ones. You don't really see those.
Yeah, these
too
dark
often,
blue
or
ones
purple.
are Summer Night. And Summer Night is, there were these couple of guys who used to live, I think, down in Kent, and they ran a nursery called Dunford Farms, and they used to be in the cut flower business, and they grew Agapanthus for cut flowers, but then as they retired, they sold or got out of the business there, but whenever they were doing these cut flowers, they would sell a few of their best plants. And so whenever I worked at Sky Nursery many years ago, they had these Agapanthus that they were selling Summer Night.
Fern right here at some point is going to get big, and that color combo is insane.
That nice? That fern is it's a cultivar of autumn fern. It's one called Radiance. And
that's a beautiful color.
Is much more intense. It's much slower growing than regular autumn fern. And a little later in coming up, it is very similar to another species called Koizumiana. But beautiful, absolutely stunning.
Okay, this almost looks like the fern that's on the cover of the book.
It looks like it, but it's different. This one is a hybrid with of lady fern crossed Japanese painted fern.
Really?
And this is Branford Beauty, and it's if you've ever had trouble growing Japanese painted fern, this is a much easier fern to grow. will tolerate a lot more light, whereas Japanese painted ferns will burn in sun. This one will tolerate a lot more light, and good grower. It's deciduous, but tough plant. These were moved from my old garden to here, and so the clumps are probably close to 20 years old.
So this, you got a little palm tree back there. I see. That's a Wagnerianus, huh?
Yes, my struggling attempt at growing Wagnerianus. There, that is, I bought 3. No, I bought more than that over the years, but that's the only one that's left alive. There, so and it's actually doing all right this year. So and part of it is that the old ones, I abused them in containers for way too long, and then I stuck them into the ground, and then they slowly slipped into permanent dormancy. But this one is coming around, and it looks like it's going to do all right.
And you got a couple, I say, some big leaf rhododendrons.
Yeah, that one beside the palm is Rhododendron Kasengi, which is a recent-ish discovered hardy big leaf species, discovered or brought into cultivation in 1985, somewhere right around there, early to mid 80s, and absolutely good grower, robust, upright, very tolerant of a lot of conditions, and generally a really nice compact pink to rosy pink flower.
Okay.
Although there is a white form of it also. The goal is this fall we would take them and actually now place them around on the property.
Okay.
So they can grow and get big. And kind of Rick and I have this love-hate relationship with him. And he likes the tree, and I like the tree too. And he really doesn't like the weird stems that they have, but I really like
That's the whole
stems.
point. Yeah,
I know.
The weirder the better.
So, down the middle of the road, Jack.
It should be straight. And I'm just, no, don't. So, but yeah, these have really settled in. We plugged those in last year, and they're kind of doing really well now.
Yeah. Cool. So eventually, most of these plants are going to be planted somewhere else?
Yeah, a lot of these are going to move somewhere else. This is a Sino Grande.
Oh, okay.
We just sunk it in here. We've had it in a container for years, and so as it settles in, it'll get those big giant leaves. There's a lot of bright colors, and so Sister selected this out and named it after her. And it's pretty vigorous.
Yeah. And it's hardy.
Oh yeah, totally hardy. Yeah. Japanese honeysuckle is really hardy for us. Very fragrant flowers.
Nice.
Early bloomer.
What was that?
Early bloomer.
Yeah, like a June bloomer.
Yeah.
And for us, we could grow it. Back in Eastern North America. Okiensis.
Yeah.
With stunning foliage.
That's great.
Absolutely stunning foliage. I think that one, Dan's offered it, I think, and but I think that one I got from Far Reaches Farm, from Kelly and Sue. But yeah. So, first year in years since we're doing veggies, and so we were gonna.
Next year we'll be doing roses.
We were going to till up this area, but we just ran out of time to do it. And so we bought these livestock troughs, and I had some spare containers around, and put down a little nursery fabric. And what kind of drove this is that Rick wanted to grow pumpkins, and have pumpkins for his nieces and nephews. And so we bought pumpkin seed, and I'm used to growing really rare and difficult plants, and so I planted all the seed in the pumpkin patch.
Yeah,
and you know what? All of them come up.
Every single
all
one.
of them
Yeah.
come up. It's totally amazing.